Lego fans, and welcome back to MB Bricks. My name is Maya, also sometimes known as the Lego Foliage Queen. I'm a huge lover of all Lego plant elements, and I have collected quite a few over the last few years, especially leading up to my large Jurassic Park build. Today I'm going to walk you through how I sort and organize all of my plant pieces, so without further ado, let's go take a look. So as you can see, I have an entire tower here just absolutely filled with different types of foliage. I have all my tree pieces, all my plant pieces, and it's always expanding, and I'm always changing up how I organize them to make it a little bit more efficient for myself, since I use these plant pieces in almost all of my designs. So we are just gonna go over to the table. I'm gonna bring out each drawer and let's get started. So the first drawer we have here is all of my old stock pieces. These ones are great because they have the ability to put them right onto a stud, as opposed to the newer ones that have the mini peg on the bottom. So I have the regular green with a little bit of overflow here in the back, and because I don't have as much of the olive green or the dark brown. The olive green and dark brown I got once upon a time off of the Bricks and Pieces Lego website page, and these were a very lucky find quite a long time ago actually, on the local Lego store's pab wall. So that's the top drawer that I use quite a bit. Second drawer down has some of my absolute favorite plant pieces. These 3-leaf ones in the bright light green, and also in the regular green. These I had to purchase off of Bricklink, and I might have made a purchase of these off of Bricks and Pieces as well, but I do know I got a big bulk of them off of Bricklink. And then I have these 3-leaf plant pieces as well. These were also found once upon a time on the pab wall at the Lego store, so I was able to get probably almost a couple of these through there. And then I've got a couple of extra colors that Lego has come out with, the sand green and lime green, to go with my massive collection of regular green, which these plant pieces go very well in a lot of my Jurassic Park builds, of course, because they look very tropical. We'll put those off to the side there. Next up, a lot more green. These are the vine type pieces, I guess you could call them. I have them in many different colors: dark green, brown, orange. There's a red one in here. I do mostly have, of course, regular green. Oh, and I can see some lime ones back there as well. So these do come in quite a few different colors. And these I got bulk from a local mom and pop shop in my town, which was great to get a few extra of those. Here we have some seaweed pieces in different colors. Don't have a lot of these, so these could actually be smushed. And there's some extra space here for expansion, which is always nice. We've got a few different colors here. The greens, we've got dark green, regular green, bright light green, and the trans green. And then we also have some black seaweed pieces as well. So I don't use these as much, but I have recently started to use them more for the undersides of trees to make it look like they are creepy and have lots of hanging branches and that sort of thing, which is great. And then moving along, we've got these newer fern pieces, which I absolutely love. They recently, last year, came on to the Bricks and Pieces section of the Lego shop at home. So I did pick up some of the green ones to finish off my Jurassic Park build. And I also have a few of these lime green ones. I'm gonna have to go back on because I know there's, I think 4 or 5 different colors that these pieces come in currently. So I'm gonna have to grab up the rest of those off of the Lego website to add to my collection. Of course, because we can't not have a piece of foliage that exists in the world, not in my collection. Next up, we have quite the collection of different parts here. Some of these are easy to tell. These new flower pieces. Well, the design, the element itself is not new, but it has come out in quite a few different colors. So I'm gonna have to figure out a way to organize these because they are quite large and chunky. And of course I'm gonna get all the different colors. And they're all in a bag right now on the Lego website, just waiting for me to purchase them. So when it's time to click that buy now button, I'll be all set. But I'll definitely have to reorganize this because this will not be enough space for all of those different parts. This is another one that I do like quite a bit. These swirly plant pieces. They do come in quite a few different colors. I know I have some black ones down in there somewhere, but dark green, olive green, lime green, and bright light green currently, with space for a mini peg connection at the top there, which is a nice added touch. These will probably have to be sorted out a bit better as well, as this bin is getting quite full, and I do love these parts, so I'll probably be getting more at some point. So those will have to be sorted out a bit better. So I'm actually reorganizing my entire Lego organization system at the moment. So I'll see how many extra drawers I have available for these types of parts. The foliage drawers always get a little bit extra love, though, of course. So, I mean, I'll probably have lots of expansion to do with these guys. The next 2 drawers are some of my favorites as well. They are the mushroom drawers. So I actually have 2 of these large mushroom pieces. These haven't been out since I think the early 2000s. And these, I think it's been quite a while, maybe 8 or 9 years since these have been in circulation. These exact mushroom tops. They have come out with other mushroom tops in the meantime, but these are some of my favorite parts to add some details, especially when you use more muted colors. These are nice to have that bright pop of color against the muted landscape. And then if you are going for a more muted landscape and you don't want these to pop too much, these are also some great mushroom top pieces in the dark tan. A lot of nice detail on top there. So I have those as well. Fortunately not in the large 4x4 size, but that's okay because I do like them anyways. In the back here, these I know are not technically foliage pieces. They are animal parts, I believe, and I'm not sure what these are classified as. But I do try to sort out pieces that I find interesting that could be used in some sort of fantasy build for, I mean, in this case it would be some sort of, you know, gnarly plant piece sticking up. So I do try to kind of take certain pieces and add them, and we'll actually see more of that in this bin here, just to kind of give myself a little bit of ideas for when I'm putting certain types of builds together. In the back here we have our coral pieces in a couple of different colors. The actual coral color, and then we've got dark teal. I was going to expand my collection of these when they first came out. They're actually pretty expensive, and at the current moment I don't use them too often, so I have not made that purchase just yet. But plenty of room in that bin for a few more if I do decide to get another set with them in, or even buy a few off of the Lego website. Now this bin has a bunch of very random parts in it. I mean, this is a Technic part, a fan. So there's a lot of different parts in here. There's a hair piece. I'm really not sure what this piece is called, but it's a 2x2 round with these spiky parts. I think they might have come out of the Mario sets. And little baker's hat. I just put these here to kind of give myself some ideas of what I could possibly use for foliage, to create some unique plant pieces, that sort of thing. Because you never know what these could turn into. So I do have a small bin of just very, very random parts. Here's some more printed cylinder pieces that can be used for fantasy style mushrooms. So a whole bunch of different parts in there just for me to browse while I'm doing fantasy or anything like that. And then these last two bins here, very simple to see, olive green and bright light green, and these little mini peg. I mean, there's mini peg on top, and then I'm not sure what size that is technically called, but they go through a regular stud. So these are very, very useful. I might actually get some more of these, and I know they come in a few other colors, but for now I just have these two because I figured that those would be the most useful for me at the current time when I decided to buy them. Probably a couple years ago now at this point. Time goes by very fast. Next bin, one of my favorites. Lots of parts missing out of this bin because I am currently working on my medieval street design, and it does take, I have used quite a few of these bush pieces and leaf pieces in that so far, but so this won't be a full collection of foliage, but you kind of get the idea of how I sort it anyways. These are my little prickly bushes in a few different colors. Those are the main ones that I use: dark green, dark tan, regular reddish brown, and regular green. And then I have a few of these older red ones with the open center. I think came in some underwater themed builds. So that's it for that drawer. They're not sorted in a special way. They're just kind of shoved all in there because they're pretty big. And then my next drawer down is very, very random. They have some of the preformed trees in different sizes. These are actually coming out in a few new colors now as well, but I don't use them all that frequently, so I'm probably not gonna buy a bunch of these just because I'd rather build my own trees. I do usually use them occasionally if I want some manicured trees or something like that. I also have some other fun viney tape things here in different colors. Again, I don't use too often, but I mean, these are cool pieces. They're flexible, they're fun. So I put them in there just in case. We have some of these newer preformed plant pieces that have come out with the Dream sets. I have a few sets that I haven't opened yet, so there are quite a few new pieces that are probably just coming to this bin for now until I have a proper space for them. We've got some older stuff like this Fabuland tree from the 90s, early 2000s. I'm not exactly sure when. We've got this plant piece as well, a Venus flytrap. This was from one of the Scooby-Doo sets, I believe. So that's pretty cool. I use that every once in a while. I love putting that in my builds. We've got some built stuff in the back here, some different ways that I've designed sunflowers. I want to do like a sunflower field, so I kind of put those in there. And then this is a big old bag of extra green flower pieces that I, of course, got off the pad wall at the Lego store. And then this is actually a box of my very first Lego made from plant pieces. I think this was a freebie that they gave out, and that was when they first started doing the Lego made entirely from plants. So that was really cool, and I figured I would just keep that in its box for now. Because I have so much foliage, I don't really need to take that out of the box to use the parts, so it's kind of a cute thing to keep. And then next up, I recently sorted out my flower bin, which was very exciting to me because these were only in a couple of those small little trays, and it was quite hard to find stuff when I was trying to, you know, build flowers or whatever. And this way, they're all organized and by color and by shape actually. So these are all the same newer style flower pieces with the 5 petals all sorted out. And in the top here you can see I've got my one light bluish gray one, and I think I'm actually gonna get a few more of those because those would make some good decorations for different buildings, medieval architecture, that sort of thing. So I only have one of those, but they exist, so that's good to know. And then I've just kind of sorted them out by color for the rest of them, and it just looks really, really pretty. I was really happy to accomplish that not too long ago. And then these are some of the older style 4-stem ones, and older still, the old ones. Some of them still attached to the original peg, but these are the more detailed flowers. These ones are honestly really cool. They've got a lot of good details on them, the old roses and stuff like that. And so we've got some more detailed flowers, and then the rest of these are the older style with just the 4 petals. So I've kind of organized those out by colors, and then some random ones that I didn't have a whole bunch of, I just kind of threw into this container here. And then this last bin with some room for expansion up here. That's always very exciting. I've got some of the new stock pieces. They do come in of various colors, like the dark green, dark purple, green, and dark orange. And then they've got the 3 stem ones as well that I have pointed out here. And then some of the older style flower pieces that still come out in the newer sets, but these are the flowers I think that they had originally in the 90s with the big petals and the big leaves. So I've sorted those out by color, and like I said, left some room for expansion, which is great. Next up, we're gonna get started on my leaf pieces. So we're gonna work our way up from smallest to biggest. So in the first bin, I have all my teeny leaves sorted out by color. And I know I am missing a few colors of leaves, but these will eventually have all my blues in it. So I'm missing for sure the dark azure, and I know they're always coming out with new colors as well. So this video will be outdated quite soon. That one's hard to get open. There we go. Now we've got the colors from the hot end of the spectrum, so the pinks, reds, oranges, and yellows, and I threw the purples up there as well to go with the pinks. But I have, every time a new color comes out, I do add it to my bag from Bricks and Pieces. It is probably not a good thing for my wallet, but These leaf pieces are actually not too expensive. Foliage in general is quite expensive, so in the grand scheme of things, these are not too badly priced. And then these are all of my different shades of green, of course, in one container. And it just looks so pretty. Makes me happy, is what it is. And then the next bin is actually very new. I'm not even actually finished putting it together just yet, but it's a bin of different pieces for building trees. Now, these pieces do, I guess, kind of make quite a bit of sense with the, you know, the different, that I mean, they're all different types of animal parts, food items, that sort of thing that I use so often to make my trees, and I gotta dig through so many different bins just to get, you know, a few pieces that I thought it would be smart one day to just put them all together. And then if I happen to need a whole bunch of dark brown elephant trunks, I'll just go into that bin for them. And then I did the same thing with all these Technic pieces. Once again, I'm probably going to look through a few more bins and see if there's anything else that I can add. Luckily, there's lots of space here, and I might add a few more parts that I find useful to my bag on bricks and pieces. Just to fill up these bins. And then I started this one as well. Now, 4 of these bins actually fit into one drawer, so I do have quite a few spots that I can fill up eventually for the different part pieces that are definitely going to come out. So I have some plate pieces here with the bars and the clips, these pieces that I recently got off of the pad wall at the Lego store, and then a couple other bar and clip pieces here that I think would be useful for tree making. So that is a new one there. So as I kind of come up with new tree designs, I'll probably keep on adding parts into those bins just to kind of keep them filled up there and giving me lots of options. Now, we're gonna get into more leaf pieces, of course. So this next bin here, so all the rest of the bins are this size. And this is the most empty of all these bins. We've got all the different colors of these small leaf pieces. And some of them I don't have a lot in specific colors. Some I have a little bit more, depending on what I've ordered. These are all of the smaller leaf pieces, and then I've actually, because I had some extra space in this bin, added in these tropical palm leaves, which I have gotten quite a few more of in my collection recently. And then I've actually kept all of these as well. I've seen these used a few times. These are the plastic coverings that originally come with these 3-leaf plant pieces. So they have 2 colors, the bright light green and the regular green. And I've actually kept them because I've seen a lot of people use them as vines, which I think is a really cool idea. So I've used it a few times, but not often. So I've actually kept those together as well, just for more options, of course. So we have our small leaf pieces. Next bin down. So at what point do you start shaking your head saying you have too much? Never. We've got our larger plant pieces, leaf pieces, sorry. These are all of my large leaf pieces in green. So we have the bright yellow spring green, bright light green, regular green. Oh, sorry. More bright light green. Dark green. And sand green. And don't forget, quite a bit of this has already been used in my medieval street. So, it's a lot of green leaves. That's why they get their own drawer. And as you may have guessed, every time a new color comes out, I do in fact have to purchase it. But these large leaves do not just come in the green color. They also come in lavender, orangish yellow, medium azure, dark purple. Oh, how did you get down there? You're little leaves. I'm gonna put that in the right bin. But light lavender in the little leaves. We've got dark orange, dark blue, dark red, and magenta. Yes, a lot of leaves. So they get their own bin. They don't have as many of these as I do all the greens, but still have a decent amount. And they do make for some very cool fantasy type builds. If you can believe it, we're on the last drawer, you guys. And we're still doing leaves, but these leaves are a little bit different. They are the sword leaf or finger leaf type leaves. And I did get quite a few of these in preparation for building Jurassic Park. So we've got regular green, olive green, holy moly, lime green. I have so many of these because they were on the pad wall at the Lego store. Actually, while I was working on Jurassic Park, so that was perfect. Bright light green. Should have put this down first and buried it. And then a very small collection of dark tan. So those always kind of get hidden away on the bottom. And yeah, that barely fits into my last drawer, but as long as there's not too much air in the bags, I can usually kind of get them to squish in and get the drawer closed, and that's all that matters. And yeah, that's pretty much how I organize all my Lego foliage. And that covers everything for my Lego foliage collection. I hope you found this video fun and even maybe a little bit helpful for sorting your own collections. And if you want to see more collection type videos, I'll leave a link in the description box below to all the videos like that on my channel. If you like this video, be sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe below if you haven't already, as it does help out this channel a lot. Thanks so much for checking out this video today, and until next time, keep on building. bye.